Wow, the rise of the entrepreneur. Welcome, welcome, welcome every single body to this wealth building event. My name is Rodney Roach. I'm going to be your presenter this afternoon. I am proudly a Gold Director Elite 3 in this organization, which means I've reached the top of the compensation plan within Karatbars International. I am what you call a serial entrepreneur. I guess I am unemployable because I've been in business for myself now since the age of 23, and I am now 50 years old. So, for those who are looking for a way, those who are looking to be free, and what we mean by free, if you don't go to work or show up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, by chance you'll be free by Thursday. So we're certainly going to show those who are looking for that freedom, looking for time freedom, looking for a way to get out of the typical rat race. You're at the right place at the right time. So you've been looking for a better way, as we just discussed, and I just said to you that you've come to the right place in the right time. The fortunate thing about you being at the right place at the right time, you're going to find out exactly how and what we do here. And so let's talk about that. Here is what we do. We simply just show people how to register for a free gold accumulation account. And this actually will start your global home-based business in 149 countries. That's right, I said 149 countries. We show you also how you can start saving pure 24 karat 999 gold. And we'll explain why you should be saving gold instead of currency or the paper dollar. Next, we share with others how to do the exact same thing as we duplicate this entire process. And as a result of that, we earn a substantial residual income as the team duplicates the efforts. And that simply means that the money is moving through the system. And I'm here to tell you that nothing is mandatory. Everything is absolutely optional because there is no cost to register. So, my question to you today is, what is your plan? You know, they say we are the sum total of all our thoughts. And so, what you've done to this point has gotten you to the level that you're at, whether you're happy about it or whether you're sad about it or you're just uncertain about it. Your thoughts and everything that you put in have gotten you there, right? And so, I ask you, where are you in life right now, right? Are you happy where you are? Are you looking for more? Are you stagnant right now? Where do you want to be at in the future? It's important to know where you're going. Oftentimes I ask people, hey man, where you going? They say they quick to tell me where they've been. And so I'm absolutely asking you today, where do you like to be in the future? Next, if you keep doing what been doing for the next 10 years, will you actually really reach your goals? It's important to understand that, because here's the honest truth. We just don't have enough time to keep doing what we've been doing. And so ironically, you finally started your family, everybody's happy, and now you're at the point where you have to have the conversation. And if you could have that talk, you would say, hey, you would go to school for 12 years, my child, and then you're going to spend another 4 more years. And guess what? You're going to work until you die. Well, that's the expression that your child would probably have on his or her face, understanding that that system is just broken. So let's talk a little bit about the matrix timeline on that, because it's important that you understand that. Well, we all start out, at school around the age of 5. Man, then we go through, elementary, middle, high school. We graduate. We're pretty excited about that. Matter of fact, to all those who just recently graduated or have someone in their family who has just recently graduated from college or high school, I want to say congratulations to you. So then you may decide to go another 2 to 4 years after college because nowadays a typical bachelor's degree doesn't get you far. And so you figure I'll spend some more money, and what I'll do is I'll spend 2 to 4 more years, and then I'll be out by 26. But then guess what happens? You get your job, and you're on that highway of everybody hustling backwards for 40 years. And then you see that the typical corporate lifespan is about 40 plus years. But here's the biggest problem. Nowadays, the average length of time that a person actually spends on a job is 4.5 years before they're looking for the next job. And so then you have nothing that you've accumulated because you're going from job to job. Not saying that's a bad thing. It's just what everybody's doing because everybody's eager to go to the next level. And so that's what ends up happening. And then you do that for so many years, and then you realize after you plant your flag somewhere that time has passed me by. Now I'm roughly at the age where they call retirement, between 62 and 65. And I got to have a talk with myself again. I've been doing all of this. I've been going through the motions. What's next? What do I do now that I'm retiring? Well, I need to try to minimize my expenses. So I start downsizing, maybe in my home. The kids just aren't around. But let's face it, nowadays, when kids come home from college, they're there for a while. They're saying the average child stays in their parents' home after college to about 28 to 30 years old. So downsizing the home, you try selling assets to make ends meet, but how many of us already realize that ends never meet? And then you say, well, I'm just going to jump back into the workforce to try to survive, to try to add on to this income that I got when I retired. Now get this, you retire off about 60% of the income that you were making currently, and so as expenses go up, your income stays the same, and then you're wondering why things are tight. So you start working that part-time job. You might be a greeter at Walmart, and you got to listen to somebody who's 22, 25 years old tell you what to do, and they're just talking to you any old type of way because they haven't developed maybe the professional skills to deal with people. And so you just deal with it. And then you realize that, I'm finally free, but now I'm 81 years old, I'm debt free, and I'm in the ground. And that's not the lifespan that most of us desire, right? And so what do you do? Because again, you don't have enough time to keep doing the same old thing. You don't want to take your dreams to the graveyard. They said that thousands of ideas and dreams are just in the graveyard where people just died with them. And so what are some of the dreams that you have right now? Is it another car? Is it another house? Right? But here's the thing. You want to learn how to really, really dream, and not just dream. You want to dream bigger, right? Because this particular gentleman, him and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Best, are probably some of the biggest dream makers that we have, who established this particular Wealth Builders Worldwide organization. He even wrote the book of a renowned author called The Dream Chaser Manifesto. And so it's time for you to start dreaming bigger. Those things that you really wanted in life, it's time for you to start going. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what circumstance you're in right now. I'm here to tell you, if you're serious about building your dream, the time is now for you to go after them. Yes, from this point forward. Because here's the irony behind all of this. If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, that's right, I said while you sleep, you will ultimately work until you die. And so that's something that Mr. Warren Buffett has said. And then here's what Mr. Michael Dowko says. He says, if you don't find out what real money is, you will work until you die. Well, let's talk a little bit about that. right? Let's define what money is. It's anything that is defined as money. It gotta be what you call a store of value. What do I mean? Mr. Dalco says it best. It must be your store of labor, meaning it must be worth as much or more in the future as it is today. If it's not, it's just declining paper currency. So I hope you got pen and pad so we can talk a little bit about the 4 keys to building ultimate wealth. And so it starts with this. You have to find a way to create some residual income. I mean, we all have residual bills, your water bill, electric bill, car note, and the list goes on, but we often are just dependent on one income to take care of many bills. And then you got to accumulate appreciating assets. You must do that. Why? Because this next thing, which I call the silent income killer, will always take away from your currency that you try to save. So you got to outrun the silent income killer called inflation. And then next, you got to utilize the advantages of what the rich do by utilizing the tax code. Why? Because taxes is your biggest expense. Let's talk a little bit about that in this little short video.
Oh my gosh.
Where's all your money gone, Donnie?
Taxes. 6, 9, 10, 11. Let me fix my houses.
Bug, it's okay. It's part of the game.
No, it's not.
It's not
fun.
It's not fun to what?
It's the worst part of the game.
It's what?
Taxes.
Wow, in that game you're probably very familiar with, it's called Monopoly. And as you go around the board, you got to pay. And so understand this, that taxes could take as much as up to 40% of your income. I mean, you work so hard for your income, and then you turn around, you got these people or organizations or governments taking things out of your check, especially when you first start working. Who is FICA? You just don't know. Everybody got their hands in your pocket. And, a little poetry from Snoop Dogg said, everybody has their cup, but nobody pitched in, right? And so that's the way it makes you feel over the course of your career. And so let's talk about your tax liability, because in the quadrant that we like to talk about, you see as on this left side, E stands for employee. Just simply means you have a job, you exchange wages, hours for dollars. You're taxed at the highest level at that point, right? And then as the self-employed, someone who is a landscaper, someone who is a dentist, or a doctor who has their own practice, they feel like they often own the job because they got to be the one-man band at time, and then they don't have the ability to leverage. And so as people may not show up to work, they have to handle that. They may have to do the filing. They typically, if you're a landscaper, you may have a few guys out there working with you. And if all of a sudden someone doesn't want to show up or they call in sick, you now have to carry the burden of doing all the additional work that's supposed to have taken 3 people to do, but now it's maybe you and one other helper. But what you want to do is make sure you get on the business side of it, which means you have a system. And as a system, you will learn and understand that this system will help you to leverage any and everybody while you're asleep. And lastly, the I quadrant is the investor side, which means your money works for you. The idea behind this is you want to be able to send your money out and it comes back with friends. I'm quite sure everybody would love that concept, because it creates a leveraged business that maximizes both the business and the investor side of the quadrant. And so what do we do about this? So let's talk about some of the answers. Which quadrant are you? Let's talk about how you can determine where you are if you're unsure. This comparison is the linear income versus the residual passive income side. And so again, as you're on the left side as an employee, your time is just caught up in the 9 to 5 or whatever your hours that you may be for that job. You know, that is just active income where you're trading time for money. And so the self-employed side, as I mentioned before, you own a job, you know, and these people, and I know quite a bit of them, they often don't have any time to do anything. And some of them make a great deal of income, but they have no time to spend and enjoy their income. What you want to do is be on the passive income side, meaning that it's not dependent on whether you're there or not. I mean, you own a system and people constantly work for you. You think of McDonald's. McDonald's has the perfect system that even 15-year-olds run a multi-billion-dollar business right from the counter. You walk up, hey, I want a number one. I want it, whatever it is. You try to tell them, well, give me a fish, give me an apple pie. Okay, so you want a number one and you want to add an apple pie. So it's a easy system that's duplicatable where you don't have to be there. Everything is lined up so that everybody understands that system, and now you're able to leverage it. And then as an investor, you're now creating additional passive income that's working for you at all times. And so that's what we teach. That's what we employ you to do. Again, I simply welcome you again to Karatbars International, where we're going to show you now how to start a simple and duplicatable business from the safety and comfort of your home, where you, yes, can establish financial security, financial independence, especially during these times of crisis. And all you got to do is open a free affiliate account. So let's talk a little bit about Karatbars, because you're probably asking, you know, you've been saying Karatbars, this and that. Let's talk a little bit about Karatbars. And so Karatbars, founded in 2011, right there in Stuttgart, Germany, in the financial district across from the Mercedes-Benz headquarters, is now internationally shipping to 149 different countries. Guess what? They specialize in the production and sales of high quality gold, physical gold products in small, transaction friendly weights. Now, let me stop you right here, because some folks feel that we're in the business to sell gold. That's not what we do. All we simply do is we save gold for ourselves. So no, you don't have to walk around with or drive around with gold in your trunk and meet somebody and say, hey, I got this gold and I'll sell it to you for this. No, we do not absolutely do that at all. All we simply do is save it for ourselves and create a legacy for our children's children. And so Karatbars International was founded and started by Dr. Harold Constantine Seitz. He says, he who owns gold always has money. He's also a renowned author of a couple of books. The Future of Money is one by far that is very, very great reading, that was written back in 2015, that talks about the times and crisis now, right? And then you absolutely, if you're around him, you can't think big. You got to think, you can't think small. You have to think big. But here's the big thing that I got behind when it came to Karatbars International. I got behind the mission. And the mission is simply that he says we want to produce the highest quality of gold available in the market and make it easily accessible to the masses of people around the world. And here's one of the key important factors for me: at a price point everyone can afford. Did I mention we're in 149 different countries? Some of those countries are a little impoverished, and they need to be able to participate in the wealth building system as well. And so he says, my goal is that Karatbars helps millions find financial freedom from the current system of debt. And so all of us understand that there's a debt that we're in, but that paper dollar or euro or whatever your currency is also a debt instrument. It says on there, it's a promissory note. So we want to be able to get away from the system of debt. Now, don't just take our word for it. There's a great cloud of expert witnesses that will tell you, number one, John J.P. Morgan says it very simple. He says gold is money, everything else is credit, and he's an American entrepreneur and private banker. You probably heard of J.P. Morgan Chase. And then there is Alan Greenspan, former head of the Federal Reserve, and he says that gold is always accepted. I don't care what continent you are in the world, everybody understands that gold is real money. And lastly, Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's also an international entrepreneur. He says gold is God's money. And so what do I need to do? Well, simply put, all you really need to do is just open up a gold savings account. And once you realize that you now have opened yourself to the possibilities of saving gold, things will change. It's often said by Robert Kiyosaki that not only is gold God's money, but gold is an attractor of more money. So the more gold you have, the more money you attract. I've lived that, and I feel that that's true as well, because that's why you want to own some gold. So how do you do it? Well, first thing you need to do is just register for the free account. It's real simple. Select the affiliate side so you'll have all access to everything. The registration only takes about 5 minutes or less, just to fill out some basic information, just to get your account up and running. And once you do that, all you need to do now is just validate your free account and click on the link that's in your email. And what that will do is now give you all rights to log into your free website, absolutely free, no monthly service that you have to pay for your own personal website. And so once you go to karatbars.com, you just simply log in. And once you log into your account, whoever sponsored you should probably walk you through this, but in the event that they don't, you just set your account up properly. And it's an easy way to do it. There's some videos 1 through 5 right in the back office that shows you exactly what you need to do to set your account up properly. So now that you've done that, you've got a free account, what do you need to do? Well, you don't establish your free account just to say you got one. What you want to do now is start really paying yourself first. And why is that important? Because whose name is on your check? It's your name. So who should be getting paid first? It should be you. But often what we do is we get our money and we pay our bills instead of paying everyone else. And so what you want to do is understand the #1 millionaire secret, and that is save physical gold, not paper. And so you want to exchange your declining paper dollars for the world's best tier 1 appreciating asset, which is gold. And so let's talk a little bit about how, the money movement habits are, especially for the working class. For the working class, it simply goes like this. And this is a lot of stuff that we've kind of been taught over the years. So some of this stuff may be opposite to the way that you've been thinking. And I'm telling you to open up your mind to something different. They say your mind is like a parachute, right? Doesn't work unless it opens. And so now that you have an open mind, understand this: as the working class, once you get paid, you typically start to spend from your paycheck, and then you try to save what's left. But the wealthy think a little different. They use the #1 millionaire secret, and that is they save and invest first, and then they circulate their money within their community, right? And the way that they do that is they establish relationships with businesses, and they circulate it within their particular community. And so you want to form good habits and become their slave, right? Because over the course of our lives, we've been trained certain things, and then you realize that once you get older, that man, that way that I've been learning hasn't been as successful as I thought it would have been. And so now you got to start thinking about how I can improve myself. I got to start thinking about who am I actually around? What am I listening to? What am I watching on TV? What am I reading? What habits am I actually forming? Because once you form those habits and you become the slave to good habits, you're going to see some great things happening for you. Because once you get away from all the negativity, all the world events that are distractions and, your stories and things of that nature, and you start reading and you start focusing and you start reading things like Think and Grow Rich, and you start reading The Richest Man in Babylon, and you start to personally develop. And then it's often said that once you personally start developing yourself, that your personal development, right, won't far exceed your income, right? And so what does that simply mean? The better you become, the more your income becomes better. So what you need to do now is start learning to think like the wealthy. They communicate even from a subliminal perspective. Let me prove it to you. You've all heard of Money Magazine. 8 Smart Ways to Cut Your Taxes, Money Magazine, Steps to Total Financial Fitness. You know what? They got a gold dumbbell with a dollar sign on it, crushing the paper US dollar. Doesn't say anything about that in the magazine about getting gold, but on the cover, that's that subliminal message. And then here's another one: 5 moves every couple should make. Huh. Well, you got gold chess pieces sitting on top of the dollar. Hint, get some gold. Here, the gold arrow is going up, the trajectory going up. And it says the best investing moves. And you see, they're talking to the average household that realizes and understands this subliminal message. And then the Wall Street Journal magazine, Smart Money magazine, they said, you know what? Here's how you protect your money. You need to wrap it up, lock it up with a silver padlock, and then you need a gold key to unlock it. And it says it right in the caption, how to buy gold now. And then obviously the Money Observer talks about the Fund of Champions, right? The Fund of Champions is the gold cup. And the gold cup is, you better get you some gold right now. And then lastly, Time Magazine says it, the great gold explosion. We're certainly going gaga over gold. And so, plainly put, if you don't understand the concept of what we're teaching right now, then you need to really go back and do some internal thinking on what you've done thus far, as I mentioned before, and start thinking about what you need to do to change your circumstances for the up and coming near future. And so let me share with you what I mentioned to you before. I talked to you a little bit about the silent income killer. Well, it's called inflation. And what is inflation? Because most people don't understand it. It's just simply put, the prices of goods and services go up as the value of your money decreases. And we often know this because here's some perfect examples. The $20 bill back in 1998 would get you almost a full basket of groceries. Then just 7 years later, they created a brand new $20 bill with a bigger head on it. And a lot of folks got excited about that, but yet it purchased less. And then you all know right now, this day, 2020, you really don't even need a big basket. You can use the arm basket to carry $20 worth of groceries out of the grocery store. So what has happened? I mean, have the cows got 3 times bigger? Is the milk special? They putting something in the milk that came from the cows? I mean, has bread gotten any bigger? I mean, I don't even think they have the same amount of slices they used to have, unless you cut the ends off, right? But the point is this: you got to be able to outpace inflation. If you put your money in the bank and then you look up a year later, and that same, for example, $1,000 only has about $970 of buying power, I mean, how would that make you feel? Opposed to you putting it in gold and it having maybe a purchasing power of close to maybe $1,100 to $1,200. I mean, it's just a no-brainer of sorts. And so here's our goal, because we've been talking about saving gold. We make our goal very simple. Number one, it's secure. Each one of these cash gold cards is equipped with a black light authentication feature on the front of it. So you can take it anywhere for anybody, gold dealer, jewelry store, it doesn't matter. They will be able to see with their black light all our authentication features that kind of come up like a hologram. Next, it's physical, meaning that you're going to have it in your hand. You'll have it delivered directly to your house, not as an exchange traded fund, which means somebody sent you a ETF or a certificate saying, "Oh, you got some gold somewhere." No, no, no. You can have it stored for free with us at the vault or shipped directly to you. We now can have it digital. Well, and we've been had that opportunity, honestly, to have it digital as well. So if you kept it stored, you can use it as digital currency within our ecosystem. Whether you want to purchase business packages, whether you want to purchase cryptocurrencies, you'll be able to do that just with our gold. Or you can just let it sit and have it convertible, meaning you can just exchange it for cash without even having it shipped. Soon to be right onto your payment card with Karatbars. And so no other gold dealer in the world at this point has it both physical, digital, and convertible. You want to make sure that you're on top of one of the most innovative gold companies in the world as Karatbars International. So if somebody shared this with you and they said, this is a great idea for you just to save gold, to get ahead of outpacing inflation, then this may be a point if that's all you want to do is just save gold to get back with that person, tell them, hey, I'm ready to set up my free gold savings account and I'm ready to start saving. And listen, just don't come under the premise of, I just want to start saving gold. Have in mind, hey, I used to attempt to save $200 to $300 a month, or I'm currently saving $200 to $300 a month, and I'm not really seeing a significant growth in that. I'd like to exchange my savings of $200 to $300 a month in gold. You can do that. You're not just limited to 1 gram, 3 grams, 6 grams, or 2.5 or 5 grams. Whatever amount you personally want to save, just do it. Just do it. So get back with the person, let them know that's what you want to do. But if you were like me and you said, well, you know what? I love the fact that I can save gold, but I got to share this with others. There are people out here who are just starving right now from a financial perspective. And if I got a way of feeding them financially, then that's what I want to do. I want to share it with them. So stay tuned for this awesome compensation plan explanation, but I have to give you a disclaimer that we are certainly not financial advisors. This presentation is not designed to give you financial advice. So the following examples will show calculations just for illustration purposes, and it's simply not a guarantee of income. And so here's the challenge for you. A linear income, as we discussed before, cannot outwork an exponential inflation. You need to participate in what we call group economics. Well, how so? How does that work, Rodney? Well, it's real simple. We're going to show you how to create leverage. And then through that leverage, you will have exponential growth. So we'll teach you those things. We'll share that with you. And why is that important? Because number one, J. Paul Getty said it best. I would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% efforts of my own. I mean, it's just that simple of a process because all we do is this save, share, and earn. We got several different ways that we get paid. That's about 8 different ways. I think we're close to 9 now. But we're going to go over just a few ways that you can get paid, starting with the uni-level bonus. Now, this uni-level bonus is real simple. The fact is, you can jump right in to this uni-level system absolutely free. And guess what? After you establish that free account, you already put yourself in the position to earn from the uni level. And here's the key. All you really want to do is, sponsor at least 5 people who actually do the same thing, and you'll be able to maximize this uni level compensation plan. Just make sure that you're saving gold for yourself, and as you're sharing it with others, you earn up to 6%. And then, guess what? You will be paid on a monthly basis based off of the volume that your organization does. It's just a phenomenal thing to know that on the first of every single month, here comes another payment hitting me in the head. Woo! Now, the dual system part is probably one of the best. And so what I suggest to you, if you want to really earn fast, here's something you need to do. You should activate a package. Well, what do I mean? You need a status, and the status will determine how much you really can make. And so it starts like this. You can have a VIP, a gold, a silver, or a bronze status. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the cash gold that we are showing you how to save and acquire so that you can get your multi-package. And so the first thing we're going to do is teach you how to get gold, and then you're going to take the gold and acquire the package. That's using the gold as real money to buy your business package to make more money. It's just that simple, folks. And then you'll also be able to utilize that later to even acquire more cryptocurrency if that's what you choose to do. Again, it's all up to you. And so let's start first talking about the direct commissions. The direct commissions are very simple. Whatever status you get, whether it's a bronze, silver, gold, or VIP, doesn't matter, you're going to earn a direct commission. So you sponsor me, I get one of these packages, whatever the business package costs, guess what? You'll earn 10% just because I decided to start my business. Then, let's say I shared it with a close friend of mine. He got started, and then guess what? I earned 10% because he got started. You might not even have known my friend, but yet you'll earn 3% off of him. And that's anybody that I personally sponsor. And then it gets good, better. Huh. Then it goes all the way down when my friend starts to earn or help folks acquire one of these statuses, bronze, silver, gold, or VIP, you'll earn 2% each and every time. And so, man, if you think about it, the lower you go down, the more people are involved in the organization. And so that means that 2% ends up coming out to be more than that 10% over time. Man, I wish that somebody really can understand and relate how this pays out, because it will put you in a position for leverage and that exponential growth that we were talking about earlier. So what happens? Let's give you an example. Hey, you just sponsored 10 people. You got way more than 10 people in your cell phone, right? But let's say you shared this with 10 people. They thought it was a great idea. And then they just duplicated the same thing, not for you, but for themselves. So now you have 100 people that's actually in your organization, and you duplicate that same thing. Those same 100 people, they sponsor 10, and now you're up to what we talked about, group economics, 1,000 people in your organization. And so now as your team has grown, you got more income that's coming in. And so now you're getting excited because now your business that you're working from the comfort and safety of your own home is now paying your electric bill, now paying your car note, and it's getting to a point that it's paying your mortgage and maybe all of your bills. That's the point right there that you truly get excited about because you created leverage. So let's talk about the real great part of this leverage. Once you acquire one of those packages, remember I talked about anywhere from the bronze, silver, gold to the VIP, you want to acquire one of these packages because each and every one of them also come with gold. I like to talk more about number 7 because number 7 is like a big giant fishing net. This particular package is 4,900 euros, about 5,500 US dollars, but the person that sponsors you can get you a 10% discount if you act right away, and it will give you a VIP status. Not only that, you will get 15 grams of free gold that's loaded right in your back office immediately. So that's almost like $1,000 worth of gold or more that you've gotten right back immediately, on top of the fact that you're saving gold systematically. But here's the great part about it. Every single time someone in my organization acquires this number 7 package, all the way down through 7 generations, so you know that can be 3,000 people in 7 generations. But every time someone acquires this 7 packet, I get 1.4 free grams of gold, and I get 100 units. And we'll talk about units in a second. Man, just from this. If somebody acquires a 6, I'll get 8/10 of a gram, 5, a half a gram, number 4, 4/10, 3, 3/10, and then 2, 1/10 of a gram. So everybody that acquires one of these packages, 2 through 7, in my organization, I'm earning commissions, I'm earning units, and I'm earning free gold. I mean, there's nothing else that I have heard of that'll allow you to get gold for free and earn money. I hope y'all got that. So now that you understand that you got these things that come with these packages and you just get in where you fit in at, just make sure you get a status. Let's talk about how the units that come up with these packages will benefit you. It's through our dual team bonus. And man, I love this thing because what happens is as soon as you enroll, you will now have a left or a right side automatically. And so as people come into the organization, it will create something called units. So when someone decides to save a gram of gold, that's 1 unit. Someone gets a VIP package, number 7, that's 100 units. So, but here's what the system is looking for. Every single time, 25 units and 50 units come up on one side. It could be vice versa. It doesn't have to be left and right. It could be right and left, doesn't matter. It creates what we call a dual team payout. And so that dual team payout goes through what? Infinity, all the way down forever. So now that you understand that you'll get paid every time this happens, what do you get paid? Oh my goodness. Remember I told you about that VIP package. You'll earn 80 euros. We're a German company, so that's roughly about $100. They pay us in euros. If you got a bronze, it's 40 euros, about $50. So you'll earn anywhere between $50 to $100 every time that happens. But here's the thing. The person who's the bronze did the same work for the person who's the VIP, but they earn double the income. That's the phenomenal thing about this. And so as these dual team payouts happen, they can happen every second, every minute, every week, every day. Just depends on how your organization grows when people decide to get started for themselves and save gold for themselves, not for you. But here's the bad news. Here's the catch. Everybody say, what's the catch? They limit us to 180,000 dual team payouts as a maximum for the week. So we're talking what, $4.2 million as a cap during the week. I really don't think you're too upset about that, but that's the catch for those that are looking for the catch. We also have a matching bonus program that comes according to your status. Remember that VIP? Wow, that VIP will earn 5% check matching bonus every time somebody cycles. So in a nutshell, when somebody earns that $100, you will earn $5 down 7 generations. Man, that's just a great thing to have. And it's powerful too. If you get the gold package, it goes down through 5 generations, silver 3, and of course the bronze just goes down 2 generations. And so the cash matching bonus is a great thing to have for that little extra money. And I'm talking about, there are a lot of us that earn thousands of dollars a month just off of the check matching bonus alone. But here's what I love about Karatbars. We have automatic long-term incentives. And so what does that simply mean? Just because people are saving gold in your organization, as they are saving, it's becoming accumulative, right? Every single month or week, however they're saving over the years, right? That you will earn an incentive just because people are saving gold. And so the first thing, for an example, is the Karatbars leather bag, which is out of stock. You can win that just from people saving gold in your organization. But because it's out of stock, they'll offer you 500 euros worth of gold. I'll take it. You can get the Rolex watch, which folks in this particular organization have already earned. I'm pretty close myself, where you can get that Rolex watch or exchange it for $13,000 worth of gold. Or if you want the car, we're not talking about a car where you got to make a payment on. We're talking about giving you the keys and the title. You know, it's 3 different types of Mercedes, C, E, and the S class that you have the opportunity to win, or you can accept the gold. For an example, one of the leaders here had won the C class not too long ago. He didn't need another car. He said, give me the 40,000 euros worth of gold, and they deposited right into his account. And lastly, you'll be able to get a villa of your choice anywhere in the world. For those that have been watching the HGTV, Home and Garden TV, and you see how folks are living or building a house on the beach in Maui, or have a house somewhere in the Canary Islands or something like that, you can do the same thing and have it built absolutely free, given the keys to you. And now you've got the top long-term incentive. I'm looking forward to that myself. So while you are growing and building your business, understand you'll get paid weekly. You'll get paid in both gold and in euros, just like I mentioned before. And because you're getting paid in gold, you'll be able to set that aside for your legacy wealth. Even if folks say, I don't want to save gold automatically, guess what? You're going to save gold anyway, just because that's how Dr. Sykes has designed it for everybody to get gold, and you'll be able to get paid on your personalized global MasterCard. And so as we close out, let me go back over some of the advantages that Karatbars has. Number one, I said we started 2011 with your 9-year-old company and growing. Number two, we're operating in 149 countries now. And so think about that. There are only about 186 countries throughout the world. We're in 149 of them. That should tell you something right there. Number three, you're delivered your gold directly to your door via FedEx. That is a thing in itself that I get excited knowing that the FedEx man is at my door. He knows me by first name now. He said, I got something else from you from Stuttgart. And I get excited. Our commissions are paid, again, on a privately issued MasterCard. You may make it. You know how I say 99, 1,000, right? Well, we got close to 1 million affiliates. By you joining us today, you might be our 1 millionth affiliate all around the world. We have a 24/7 multi-million-dollar software. That is your website that operates at no cost to you, and a complete support system. We have an internal support system that we do right here at Wealth Builders Worldwide. And we also have a system that is created throughout our corporate office. And guess what? Again, there is no cost to register, no mandatory monthly fees or expenses, and the product itself, oh my goodness, 24 karat, 999.9 pure gold. I don't know if you understand exactly what I went over, and I don't expect you to understand everything that I went over, but I do want you to understand that you better get you some gold right here, right now. Don't wait. Get back to the person that shared this with you to start the complete wealth building machine. We're in a worldwide market, in a gigantic market, actually of 7 billion customers with unique products. We got innovative things that are going on. I can't wait till you learn everything, but we want to make sure we're giving this to you like a glass of water instead of putting your head under a fire hydrant. And so we have a lot of high potential here. For those part-timers who need to earn that part-time income, this is the place for you. Great customer support via telephone and email. And so our goal is quite simple. We want to give people across the world a safe platform and method to transfer from currency into gold bullion, 1 gram at a time or more. So let's get started, folks. Right here are the 3 things you want to do after seeing this presentation. You might be that type of person, you love helping people, right? Well, certainly let's start by helping you. It's often said that first, if somebody is drowning, you don't jump out in the water to try to save them. What you do is you throw them a line or throw them a life raft or something where they can help themselves instead of drowning you coming out there. So we'll show you how to help people. And then secondly, you want to start saving gold, as I mentioned, right away, right now. Now that you know, KNOW, that this is what needs to happen, all you need to do is drop the K in the word no, and it says now. So do it right now because you certainly want to make and earn some money. And again, we got all the support that you need. Everything is going on, something every single day that you can plug into to make sure that you learn what you need to learn so you can grow in your business. So get back to the person that shared this with you. Register for your free account. Visit all the live meetings that you can. Learn as much as you can, as fast as you can, but don't tell nobody. Just learn, internalize it. Stay plugged in, support your teams, and make sure that you understand this. Even though you're independent, you're certainly not alone. Matter of fact, we got a great, great virtual event that's coming up. Save the date for September 24th through the 26th. You can go to letsgoweekend.com. Get your tickets for that. Man, we got a lot of great training that you're going to be able to use. And then guess what? We also got paraphernalia in the Wealth Builders online shop, from t-shirts, pins, books, and things of that nature. Just go to shop.mywbw.net. And guess what, folks? You now will put yourself in a position to win. And this is a world that works for everyone. Again, my name is Rodney Roach. It's been certainly a pleasure. I want to wish everybody much love, peace, and gold. Everybody have a blessed day. Goodbye.